So, Coach, how do you feel about the seating? How do you feel about the geography of this seating?
We're headed to Austin, Texas. You know, you just go where they put you, and we're playing a great team and an outstanding program in Minnesota. Tubby, I have great respect for, one of the best coaches in the country, and he's proven that during his tenure at Tulsa, Georgia, Kentucky, Minnesota. So, you know, they'll be very well prepared. They have Howland's boys on the team as the star players. And they come out of a great conference that obviously has a lot of teams that are in the NCAA Tournament this year.
And you said you wanted to try to stay close to home. Is Austin fit in that category?
No, we would hope that we were going to go to San Jose. And that was obviously our first choice because it's closest to home, best for our fans to be able to go support their team. You know, 2 other Pac-12 teams got to go to San Jose. And then Arizona was put into Salt Lake, so that was closest for them. So, you know, congratulations to them. But, they have the opportunity for their fans to get to their games a lot easier than they are.
You feel slighted about the location?
This is what it is. I mean, you know, I'm excited about being back in the tournament for our team and our players. You know, every game's going to be tough, and you know, we got an extra day. Then the teams will play on Thursday, which being the finals or tomorrow, starting finals. You know, we're unique, being a quarter school that. And it's broke in different years during the tournament. I remember one year we were in San Jose playing in the regional finals when we had to take finals on the road. You know, this week we'll leave probably Wednesday after practice, and I think most of our guys are done by then with their finals.
Coach, what would you rather have, a lower seed where you're, let's see, lower seed where you're shipped out?
I'd rather be closer.
With a higher seed?
Yeah.
With the,
I would rather be. Honestly,
yeah,
I'd rather be Cal right now.
Okay.
Playing in San Jose.
So you'd rather have a 12 seed?
Yeah, I'd rather be a 12 seed right now playing in San Jose. But
it's that big of an impact, you think, the trip and the local?
Absolutely. And especially for the fans. I mean, for Cal, it's a great situation. Not only are they playing, but they're playing at home, and I'm happy for them. I mean, I thought, honestly, that our league's seeding were really disappointing for me. When I look, and I'm excited for our conference. I think our conference has a chance, you know, with Arizona, Cal, Oregon, ourselves, Colorado was a 10 seed, to do something good in the tournament. And so, you know, collectively now we pull for everyone in the Pac-12 because obviously we need to gain some respect based on how they seeded our teams.
What do you think about Oregon winning the conference tournament and getting a 12 seed?
That's what I'm just talking about.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
And how much do you think that Jordan's injury impacted your season?
Well, you heard, were you guys listening?
Yeah.
You heard that they may have slid us a line. We may have, I thought we were a 5 seed going into this, and you know, if we won yesterday, who knows, we could have maybe been a 4 seed. But at least a 5. That being said, it probably impacted them. I'd be curious to hear if anybody asked that question.
Besides Tubby, what kind of stands out about Minnesota? That
you know, we're going to go watch them right now. I just know they've had some great wins this year, and you know, he's you know, one of the best coaches in the country. That's proven out over time, and we'll start studying them right now. We have to. We'll be on watching film on them here as soon as I get done with this.
With Jordan's injury, what kind of different preparations are you going to do following week?
You know, I've got to do a better job getting Tony more minutes. We've got to use Tony, you know, for a minimum of at least 10 minutes here in this game coming up, and just play more people. And we've got to get Kyle more comfortable now playing more minutes offensively as a 3 versus a 4, and also defensively as a 3 versus a 4. You know, the bulk of all his minutes this year have been as a 4, and so that's, you know, those are adjustments. And then we want to figure out, you know, how we're going to do some different things offensively with Jordan and Larry in the backcourt together as both being smalls. And So we've got a lot of things that I'm excited about that we need to work on that I think will help us, where we had no preparation time to really work on any of that between Friday's game and Saturday's game over in Vegas.
Does Minnesota rebounding concern you at all? Or will it talk to
Everybody's rebounding concerns me. Yeah. But I haven't looked at their stats or done any of that yet.
They're 17.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're great. I'm sure that'll be a point of emphasis for them.
Do you have a history with Tubby?
Well, you know what? We played them that 1 year over in Hawaii when he was at Kentucky, and that's the only time that I've coached against him. And that was a really well-fought game by both teams. But I just have known him over the years and have great respect for him. I mean, you know, they won the national championship against Utah. I was at that game when Rick Majerus was the coach of Utah. Down 10 at halftime and came back and won it. And, you know, he was, at Kentucky, I want to say, 10 years and hit multiple #1 seeds in the tournament. And, really a great coach and a quality man.
What kind of challenge do your players face or the team face having to take finals of playing the NCAA?
Yeah, and that's the difference between being a pro and being in college. I mean, this is, a stressful time for them as they have to deal with, taking finals and studying for it. You know, we had players, Kyle was working on a paper Friday night in his room that's due tomorrow, during the conference tournament. So, it's definitely, stressful for them, just added stress. So maybe by us being in the Friday rather than Thursday game, it gives us an extra day because we are in the middle of finals right now. So it's probably a good positive for us.
Coach Larry's the only player on your team who's played in a tournament game. Are you going to rely on him having been through the grind and been to the national title game?
Not really. I mean, we're relying on him from the standpoint he's our point guard and our leader, but not because he's the only one that's ever played in a tournament game.
How's it different having a team that's never done this before, though? Because your prior teams had, 3 finals.
I think it's just like all year. I mean, these freshmen, I think, will be really excited. I think the Wares will be really excited, and Norman, and that's why I think it's going to be great.
Your team was emotionally pretty devastated after hearing about Jordan's injury. Has enough time passed for them to, accept it? It seemed like it was still reeling yesterday and the loss.
I think they feel terrible for him. I mean, we're a family, and anytime you're probably too young to have a family member sustain anything that's tough or real hard physically or health-wise. But anytime you have that for one of your fallen brothers, it's tough, and it's great that they feel that way because it shows how much empathy they have for one another. So, in a sense, I'm really glad that you felt that.
With Jordan out and a limited number of players that you have at your disposal, how much do you have to consider fatigue when you're going into a game plan?
Yeah, and we definitely got to. That's why I'm saying, like last night, I did a poor job using Tony. We're going to play 7 guys. I've got to play Tony. I'm going to play Tony here.
So wait, you're going to go on the record and say
I'm going on the record, yeah. Okay. Tony's going to get 10 minutes here in this next game minimum. All right, we are playing Tony. For us to go anywhere in the tournament, it's got to be part of the rotation. In a year from now, he's going to play much more than that, and so this is big. So, I was looking at how to do the rotations, at 3 o'clock in the morning on the day of the game yesterday, and trying to figure out, can we run stuff through Kyle at the point, put Larry coming off screens. There's all sorts of different things. And so, we've got things to hammer out here, but the big thing is using Tony more minutes to spread out those minutes among those 7 players that are going to play.
Were you able to do any of that